following program has been rated T for truth.
You can't handle the truth!
Oh, we think you can. Welcome to the Naked Truth Report with your host, truth warrior and mythbuster, Kathleen Wells. The place where we distinguish fact from fiction, where data is used to drive points home, and where Kathleen takes the position that Democrats and black politicians have destroyed Black America. Welcome to the Naked Truth Report. Now, your host, Kathleen Wells.
Welcome, my truth warriors to the Naked Truth Report. This is, the new year. Happy New Year, folks. And what do I want to say? I want to say that at the half hour, I don't have a guest, but at the half hour, we're going to open up the phone lines. And I want you, this is sort of like a year in review, a political year in review for the Naked Truth Report or something like that. So at the half hour, I'm going to let you call in and tell us, what do you think was the most significant, poignant, dramatic, interesting, most important thing politically in 2018. So that's what I'm going to have you to call in and talk about at the half hour. But I want to say a few things naturally. For there are a lot of things I want to say actually. But I'm going to start with the fact that this is the premise that I'm going to start with. This is the premise. The premise is Democrats are the most, folks who vote Democrat are the most unknowledgeable and illogical people on the planet. That's the premise I'm starting with. That's the mantra. I'm on YouTube, and so that's what I titled this show. Democrat voters are the most unknowledgeable and illogical people on the planet. I think it's true. And I think I can prove it. Because, and that's why they have to resort to name calling. Because they don't have the knowledge. They don't have the accurate political history. They don't have the data. So they have to resort to character assassination. They have to resort to personal attacks. I see this on my social media, okay? Because every time I try to bring up an issue, right? Every time I try to bring up a data, they resort to personally attacking my character. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you're this, you're that, Just so, and this is another thing that I want to say. Knowledgeable people know that people who talk about people are the least informed. People who talk about people just all the time are not intelligent, because intelligent people talk about ideas. No, intelligent people talk about issues. The issues. Should we have a border wall, right? Should we have a border wall or not? Well, the issue is, yes, we should. Why? Because we've had 5 decades of illegal aliens coming into the country. We have 12 million at least. The data tells us. You go to the Center for Immigration Studies, you can find the data there. I have Stephen Camarada, he's been a guest on the show. You can see the data there. We have 5 decades. We know Isola Foster has been talking about illegal aliens coming into the country since the 80s, right? We know that we have 12 million at least illegal aliens in the country, at least, okay? So obviously we need something different. And for the past 5 decades, Democrats and Republicans have been aware of this issue. Why? Because we know Barbara Jordan talked about it, that there was a commission on immigration headed by Barbara Jordan in the 90s. We know that Isola Foster testified in front of Congress in the 90s. We know that Terry Anderson testified in front of Congress in the 90s, right? Or in the 80s. Maybe it was this is why I say Democrats are the most unknowledgeable. We know that Senator Obama in 2005 talked about illegal aliens and the need for a border wall, right? We know that Chuck Schumer and Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi talked about illegal aliens and the need for a border wall. See, this is why I say Democrats are unknowledgeable, because they take it's like they're born, life starts when they're born, or life starts when they turn on the TV. That's all they know. what the idiot box tells them. That's all they know. They don't dig and do any research. Because you could easily research this stuff. You could easily research this stuff. Well, you say, well, this is what Democrats say. Oh, well, a border wall doesn't work. How do you know? The border experts, the border folks, the border guys say it does work. That's what they need. So why do Democrats say that a border wall doesn't work? Maybe because Nancy Pelosi says it, right? That's what the Democrats say. That Democrat coming out of Rhode Island. They say, well, it doesn't. How do they know? The Democrats have had 5 decades to resolve this problem, and they haven't done it. So here comes Trump. This is why the American people, this is why Trump lovers voted for him, because he's not like the typical establishment politician. Politicians have done nothing forever. They lied to the American people. They use and abuse the American people for forever and a day. So we love Trump because, he's different. We want something different. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of this. And he's trying to solve a problem that we've had for 5 decades, or we wouldn't have 12 million illegal aliens at least in the country. It's like they all didn't come in last year. Logic, right? Logic 101. And there's another thing that remember Democrats used to say, illegal aliens do jobs Americans don't want to do. This is why I say Democrats are unknowledgeable and illogical. So you're telling us there are 12 million illegal aliens in the country, at least, and you're telling me that there's enough fruits and vegetables and agriculture to pick for 12 million people. All those 12 million people, at least, are picking bananas or grapes or whatever, lettuce. Does that actually make sense? Do you actually believe that? But, Democrats used to say, they said that for years, I think. Illegal aliens do jobs Americans don't want to do. That was a lie. Because we know, we've had the building inspector on the show. We know that 80% of the jobs, construction jobs, are held by illegal aliens. So, Democrats they're unknowledgeable because they don't know how to research anything. They take for granted, or they believe everything that a Democrat politician tells them. They believe it, and then they repeat it. And they don't know how to do any kind of research to figure out, well, why don't you look and see that Chuck Schumer voted for one at a wall back in the day? Or that Hillary Clinton, or that, Barack Obama talked about the necessity for a wall back in the day. They call it borders. You just can't. So this is the thing I want to say. I'm really disappointed. First of all, and this is something Dennis Prager said. He says, human nature is effed up, okay? Human nature is not, start from that premise. Human nature is screwed up, okay? And it's weak. And it's a mixed bag. So these are like the basic fundamental things that you should know about. And Democrats don't know that. They don't know that. They think Democrats are good and Republicans are bad. They don't understand that human nature, for one, is a mixed bag. It's weak and it's kind of screwed up. It's selfish and greedy. And the other thing is that, Democrats never admit, they're so perfect. Democrat voters are so perfect, but they never admit that they never discuss that they destroyed Black America. How did they destroy Black America? They destroyed Black America. When you destroy someone's family, you have destroyed that group. And our families are destroyed. Why? Because we know the data. We had 87% two-parent families back in the day. Then we had 66% or 70% when LBJ gave his speech in front of Howard University. And now we're down to 27%. You've destroyed Black families. And, white families are beginning to lose their two-parent edge also. So, Democrats they're a destructive force. I think I read somewhere that it's like, now 50% of all families, all American families only have one parent. So when you destroy the family, you are destroying the fabric of society, because the family is the most important institution in society. right? We all know that because we do our research. And, if we want to figure out something, we don't ask someone else. We get on the internet. There's no excuse for people to be ignorant and unknowledgeable. If you want to figure out something, you get on the internet, right? So, but we know that the media is not on the side of the Republicans. The media pushes the liberal agenda, the Democrat agenda. We know that. But so therefore, since you know how to do research, it's like, let me look and see if how Nancy Pelosi talked about immigration or illegal aliens back in 1990. Let me look and see how Senator Schumer talked about talked about immigration back in 1990. Let me Google that. Okay? Why don't Democrats sort of like search for knowledge? Why don't they have the curiosity? Why do they assume everything that comes out of the mouth of a Democrat is accurate? And they're always calling into Washington Journal saying, Trump is a liar, Trump is a liar, he's an idiot, and he's a liar. But, and I always say, but Democrats have lied to Black America for 5 decades. There's one report that says Black America will be at zero median wealth by 2053. How come? Why doesn't anyone ever, because I know other people have seen this report. Why don't media people talk about that? Why don't they mention that? Well, please, let's have a study on how Black Americans have fared since voting Democrat for 5 decades. How have they done? But they never go into any depth like that. They never do any research like that. And they had the nerve to say something like this, I think, when Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she's the progressive darling who, by the way, voted for Nancy Pelosi to be Speaker of the House. That should tell you something about human nature, because she was the progressive darling. And they were expecting these progressive folks to not vote for Nancy Pelosi to be the Speaker of the House, right? And I think 17 didn't. 2 voted present and 17 voted, was it 7? No, I think 18 or 17 voted not for Nancy Pelosi to be the Speaker of the House. And just think, if Alexandria Cortez didn't vote for Nancy Pelosi, that would have made one more. And I think Nancy Pelosi may not have got the Speaker of the House. But this so-called progressive darling voted for Nancy Pelosi. So you know what? She's a human being too, right? She's not, she's a mixed bag too, like everything. Everything and everyone is a mixed bag. You cannot say anything definitively about anyone. So that's why talking about people is like a waste of time. You don't know anything definitively. But the best thing to talk about, or intelligent people talk about, is what? Issues. And brilliant people talk about what? Ideas. So most of the Democratic voters, all they do is talk about Trump. If it's hate Trump, here they come on Washington Journal. Hate Trump Day, here they come. Oh, he's an idiot. Oh, he's stupid. Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. It's like, who are you to say? Who are you judging another person? And one of the things that I knew, and I learned this early on, you never, you in life, there will always be people who are above you and below you. And therefore, it doesn't make any sense to compare yourself to people. It's irrelevant, because you'll always be, people will always be above you and below you. So it's a futile exercise to do that. See, Democrats are saying Trump is a hater because they're saying they're better. Where's the evidence they're better? They destroyed Black America. Where's the evidence that Democrats are better? Anyway, the other thing that I want to mention is that we know that Candace Owens is coming on. They're going to have the rally, Blexit rally, on January 20th, and this is going to be exciting. So I'm either going to go to the rally or I'm an interview live. That's a Sunday, January 20th. I'll either do live interviews at the rally on January 20th, or I'll pre-record a show with the guy, Brandon Tatum, Candace Owens, and I think Leo is going to be there. I'll either pre-record or I'll interview live at the rally. We haven't determined yet. But one thing I want to mention is that I'm on a listserv, an email list, and these folks are saying derogatory things about they're conservatives, and they're saying derogatory things about Candace Owens. This is ridiculous. Okay. And I want to talk about this a little bit because it's like they're talking about a person that they don't know. Okay. Who does that? People who can't talk about issues and ideas. Small minds, petty people talk about other people. You don't talking about someone you don't know. It's mere gossip, right? And for adults to actually do that, it's embarrassing. And that's what Democrats do. All they do is talk about Trump. They never talk about the issues. They never talk about ideas. They just call Trump names. So now conservatives, for some reason, and I've seen people have entire YouTube shows on bashing Candace Owens. The gossip mill is just so long. They think this is relevant. They think this is important. They think this is meaningful. For some reason, it's going to make them feel better about themselves to talk about someone else. You're a bigger person. You're a better person if you can dog Candace. You're better than her, right? Where's the evidence that you're better? Where is it? And for adult, it's so adolescent. This is what we did in junior high school. You know how we were all in cliques in elementary school or high, we were all in cliques. And we would all, you talk about someone, oh, look what she's wearing. Oh, the gossip, look at her. What? But when you're an adult, you don't do that unless you're petty and small. Just like Democrats talk about Trump. They never talk about the issues. All they do is talk about Trump's personality. Oh, look how the orange man. He's stupid. He's an idiot. They never talk about the issue. The issue is this: Democrats have destroyed Black America, right? And Black America is going to be at zero median wealth by 2053, despite voting Democrat for 5 decades. Those are the things that are relevant. Those are the things that are meaningful. So people who talk about people, you just discount. They're meaningless. They're useless. They're time wasters. And, Democrats do that. And these folks talking about candidates, they're time wasters. They're meaningless. No wonder they haven't accomplished anything. Being conservative for 20 years, and they haven't changed the game. They haven't brought more Black folks into the conservative party. No wonder, because all they do is spend their time talking about people. Candace is changing the game. And we need more candidates, and we need more people like me who are going to talk about the issues, who are going to talk about the data, who's going to talk about the accurate political history. Am I right? But people who are going to just talk about people, we have no use for them because they're not impactful. They're not making a difference. They cannot lead. They cannot inspire. People who talk about people don't inspire other people. People who talk about other people can't be leaders. How can you be a leader and you're talking about people? Because there will always be people above you and below you. We all have our own gifts and talents to offer. So it's a useless, futile exercise to talk about people. Stick to the issues. Otherwise, you're petty and you're small. You're like stuck on being, in elementary school. It's just ridiculous. It's very frustrating. And Candace Owens is getting Black folks off the Democratic Party. That's a good thing. No one else talked about doing it. It's never been done. And, you should have known 30 years ago, Izola Foster was talking about it, but 30 years ago, Black folks should have been off the Democratic Party. What's our problem? Why are we so stuck with this party? And if there's one person that's going to inspire people and lead people to get off the party, it's a good thing. But instead, you have these conservatives who are digging up trash about Candace Owens. That makes you trashy. Because if you point the finger at someone else, the finger is really being pointed at you. It's like, here, point the finger. Anyway, I'm just so sick of it. Negative, negative, negative. Nothing positive to offer. Just gossip. Anyway, you don't understand human nature. You don't understand society. And that's another thing. Black folks who keep talking about white folks or who keep talking about racism, they don't get human nature. They don't get life. They don't get society. And it's disgusting. You have no, like Dennis Prager said, there's a difference between intelligence and wisdom. Maybe you're intelligent, but you're not wise. Because if you're wise, you would understand that people are a mixed bag. You can always find something negative to say about someone. But choose to pursue happiness. Choose to be happy. Choose to say positive things about people instead of negative and gossiping like you're in 8th grade. It's useless. And blacks have that crabs in a barrel mentality, always talking about each other, always bringing each other down. Why? You don't feel good enough about yourself that you can't say positive things about people? You don't feel good enough about yourself if you have to dog others? I'm just so angry. It was just this listserv that got me so angry. I should go and look at their names and say them. But that would be very tacky and rude to say their names. But I have their names. I should say it's very tacky to talk about people. It's negative. Negative is not winning. Negative is losing. You should be grateful that Candace Owens is coming out and getting young black. And these are old black folks, let me tell you. I don't know if they're all black on that listserv, but they're old. And Candace is a young woman, and they're gossiping about her. They're in their 40s and 50s gossiping about Candace. They couldn't do it. They couldn't get black folks off the Democratic Party. They didn't move the needle at all. And here Candace is moving the needle, and they're like trying to dig in her dirt. And I said that on the listserv, and now they want to dig in my dirt. Yeah, bring it on. I can't wait. Because I'll say your name on the radio. It's just you haven't done anything. I just can't get over these people who are so negative. This is why, negativity doesn't do anything. It doesn't progress. It doesn't move the needle. It doesn't win. It doesn't win. It's a losing enterprise. So, anyway, I want to get back to the wall, and I want to get back to talking about Democrats as opposed to talking about those conservatives on that listserv, dogging Candace Owens. So anyway, getting back to that, the point that the premise is that Democrats are illogical and unknowledgeable. So now, I think it was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who wants to tax rich people 70%, the top, the 1%. She wants to tax on 1% and use that money, that tax money, to develop new green policies or something like that. So the question is this: what policies of the Democrats have been successful? Because we know that, let's see, LBJ's Great Society, they spent over $3 trillion, I think it was $3.2 trillion on poverty programs, right? $3.2 trillion on poverty programs to end poverty. And today, in 2019, we have more poor folks than ever before. So did they win? Did that policy to end poverty, was it a winning policy? Or was it like Congressman Scalise said, Democrats and their fantasy policies? It's like they never win at anything. They're never successful at anything. You are assessed by the fruits that you bear. You are assessed by the fruits that you bear. That's how you assess. So, we can assess Trump by the buildings that he's built. So if anybody knows how to build a wall, it would be Trump. If anybody knows how to be a successful builder, we have evidence of him doing that. So certainly people in the Democratic Party, they haven't been able to stop the tide of illegal immigration for illegal aliens for 5 decades. They haven't been able to do that. And then we see another caravan coming up from Honduras, right? So, what have Democrats succeeded at? We know, as I also say, America to me is about Black America and white America reconciling and coming together. It's been 460 years of this. And Black America and white America are supposed to be reconciling and coming together. And this is like a process that is ongoing, and it's supposed to be improving and getting better, right? And yet it's getting worse. Why? Because Black Americans are regressing. We're going to be at zero median wealth by 2053. So of course we're going to be angry. But we're regressing because the Democrats did nothing despite voting for them for 5 decades. We got nothing for that 5 decades of loyalty to the Democratic Party. Anyway, I hear the music and we're going to go to a break. And when we come back, we're going to open up the phone lines and I want to hear your most important, most impactful, dramatic, or significant political issue for 2018. So we're going to take a break and I'll be right back. This is Kathleen Wells, the Naked Truth Report. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Naked Truth Report. I'm your host, Kathleen, aka Cat Wells, and you were just listening to John and Bo. That's going to be a blast. The first song we play is Paying Back the Angels. And this is going to be a blast. Hey, show my sponsors some love, folks. Go check out John and Bo at johnandbo.com. And also U.S. Tech Workers. Go check out, if you're a tech worker, go check out ustechworkers.org and see what's going on. These are my sponsors, and I love them, and I want you to love them too, okay? And John and Bo, they're going to have an album coming out. So go to their website, johnandbo.com. So anyway, what I was talking about? I was talking about people. No, I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about human nature. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about human nature. There's a difference. Because, if I were talking about people, I would be naming some names. I could name names. I'm not going to name. I'm talking about human nature. And, human nature is a mixed bag. Everything about people are a mixed bag. It's not one way or another. It's a mixed bag. You're going to get a little bit of this and a little bit of that, right? And if the good outweighs the bad, you go with the good. And human nature is pretty screwed up, yeah. Human beings are selfish and insecure and jealous and greedy. And it's rare to find people. This is human nature. I don't care what color you are, purple, orange, blue, what ethnicity. Human nature is screwed up. They're greedy. They're selfish. They're insecure. They're jealous. This is human nature. And it's rare when you find a person who has integrity, okay? Who's honest, who's open, who's transparent, who's altruistic. That's rare. They exist, yeah, but they're not the average person. They're not the majority of person. The majority of people are insecure and jealous and small-minded. Yeah. That's the majority of people. That's the average person, okay, of all great groups, ethnicities. They're dishonest. All politicians have been lying to the American people and using and abusing the American people. All politicians. So when you say Trump is a liar, yeah, maybe he has to finagle things to deal with these devils in that den of Congress. Because they've been lying. Those devils in the den of Congress have been lying to the American people, using and abusing them their entire career. And why don't you know that? Because you don't get human nature. And so black folks who talk about, oh, these white people are like this, oh, these white people are like that, you don't know human nature. Because go to Africa and see what those people are like. They're human too. Africans are human. And Latinos are human, and Chinese are human, and Asians are human. They're human. You don't get human nature if you're pointing out people are like this and this group is like that and that group. No, human nature is screwed up. And why don't you know that? And it's rare when we love Trump because you know where he's coming from, because he's going to tweet it. He's going to tell you. That is rare. Obama played a game. You know, he was a typical person. All shiny on the all shiny on the outside, and nothing on the inside. A game on the inside. He was all fluff and shiny and perfect and, you know, looked good, said the right thing, used the right tone, used the right language, and he was empty. There was nothing. He put the American people in a worse situation. See, and this is, you know, this is the difference between form over substance. Style over substance. We want some substance. The Black Americans need substance because we're getting ready to be at zero median wealth by 2053. Don't you think it's about time we got some substance? You don't think Black Americans deserve to be middle class? We make up 40% of the homeless in Los Angeles. You know that. And so then, you know, I cannot wait to interview for January 20th to come. I'm going to either pre-record a show with the folks who are doing the rally with Candace Owens, or I'm going to have them in here. I haven't figured out yet, but we're going to do something. And I don't appreciate people talking about it. That's what I'm telling you, because you're talking about somebody. So that lets me know you're not about nothing. You can't be a winner and be negative and talking about people, gossiping about people. You're not winning. You can't win if you're negative and a gossip about other people. You will never win. You're a loser. Yeah. Anyway, let me take a call now from Hi, Linda. Hi, Linda in Burbank. Welcome to the Naked Truth Report.
Hello. Mainly my mind is on the present. Can I start with that first?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, regarding, Trump's border wall and, Trump's shutdown, I know how he can get the border wall and stop the government shutdown at the same time. Copy Obama saying, I have a pen. He didn't sign an executive order, for a wall to be built.
Mm-hmm.
And the wall will get built. It should take within a 2-year time. If by some unfortunate reason, case, he is not president in 2020,
mm-hmm.
the wall will still be there.
So wait, what was the plan again? What was the plan?
Oh, for Trump should just do what Obama did. Obama said, I have a pen. So Trump should say, I have a pen, sign executive order for a wall to be built.
Oh, yeah. Well, he did say that he may have to, because this is about our national security.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not just drugs. See, this is why Democrats can't think, because it's not just drugs and all that stuff and gangs coming into the country. It is the fact that illegal aliens suppress the wages of American workers.
Oh, I know.
Take jobs from American workers. He said that before. He's assuming most people have common sense and realize that. Like Democrats said, illegal aliens work jobs that Americans don't work. That was a lie. They lie all the time because we know illegal aliens are working construction jobs, 80% of the construction jobs. So Trump needs to say, we know that illegal aliens suppress wages for American workers. So it's an economic hardship on the American people to keep letting illegal aliens into the country. Right, Linda?
Yes, and he could make that executive order, for the wall to be part of Homeland Security.
Well, I think he was thinking about doing that. He says he can state a national emergency and just get it built. Thank you, Linda, for calling in. Now let's take a call from Hakeem in Philadelphia. Oh, this is my first call from Philadelphia. Hi, Hakeem.
Hi, Kathleen. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
I just wanted to really thank you for the information that you provide specifically for Black Americans, because a lot of us really are just misinformed about the way immigration, legal and illegal, affects the Black community. Actually, I was just rereading Dr. Claude Anderson's immigration alert that he put out in 2015 earlier this week, and the numbers are just insane. It's like, if you read the data, you know, there's no way you can really stick with the leftist line that you know, we should just let the doors open and let everyone in.
Oh, I agree with you completely. I really appreciate you. You know, Dr. Claude Anderson is my mentor, actually. And that's how I learned.
Okay.
That's how I learned about it. About
Yeah.
the adverse impact illegal immigration has on Black America, on all Americans, actually. But most importantly, Black Americans. It's severe. And enough of us, the fact that hey, that's reason enough to stop voting Democrat.
I would say so.
Yeah, exactly. And more of us need to speak out. We need more of me and more of candidates or people like us speaking out, because there's not enough of us in the media.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, it's actually refreshing to hear to come across some people who, like yourself, who are on the West Coast, who have lived in California for their entire lives, and probably for many generations. Because I live on the East Coast and I was born here. But to hear the perspective of people who have lived on the West Coast for their entire lives, it really opens up my perspective as to what's really going on.
Yeah, you know, because us Black Americans in Los Angeles are trying to let you know, you guys, Black folk. Oh, you know, what was it? Kamala Harris says California is going to be the rest of the nation. Well, you know, California, hey, Los Angeles, Black folks in Los Angeles, we're 40% of the homeless. And, you know, we're a permanent underclass because it's economics 101. You have more people coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
she wants to make the rest of the country like that for Black Americans.
Well, no, she says, you know, the rest of the country is going to be like California. That's what the Democrats said. Kamala Harris said the same thing, you know, because they think we're so diverse. And so it's not diversity. Yeah. It's like,
no, it's not.
Yeah, it's not diversity, because Black Americans are like a permanent underclass now in Los Angeles. Yeah, well, we're trying to let you folks know in other states. You Black folks in other states, we're trying to let you know what happens when you got all these people flooding in the country illegally. You got, you know, I went to some place. I went to this place. The Black woman was actually trying to speak Spanish to someone who wanted a job. Do you see what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, yeah. When you have millions and millions of people who don't speak English, and you got Black folks as, you know, mostly the homeless. Black folks in LA now feel like obligated, like they got to speak Spanish. Can you imagine?
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard like even like places like McDonald's and other sort of entry level jobs, you got to learn another language.
Well, and that's what Terry Anderson said in the 80s. We've got everything twisted. Black folks, you know, we don't understand human nature. We're Americans. These folks need to be learning English, or they need to go. We don't need to learn Spanish. You see, we get everything so twisted. It's just unbearable, actually. Okay.
It is.
Yeah. You want to say something else?
I just think in 2019, and it's already started happening, but it's time for more of us to really wake up to what's going on and to just stop being so nice and accepting to everyone, because people really don't behave that way towards us. But I just want to say thank you, and you have a good evening. Okay, thank you, Hakeem. That was my first call from Philadelphia, folks. Now I have a call from Danielle. Hi, Danielle. Welcome to the Naked Truth Report. Hi, Danielle.
Hey, Kathleen. It's Danielle from Malibu. How are you?
Oh, you're the... Hi, oh, my God. This is Danielle, folks. I met Danielle at the Malibu Bel Air Republican Women Federation. Did I say it right?
You sure did. That's correct.
And you're going to be a guest on the show, right?
Well, I'm actually supposed to be a guest on the 20th, but I am actually going to be at that event where Candace will be speaking. So I'm glad that you're thinking about, you know, having the show broadcast from the event. I think that will be such an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I haven't decided definitively what I'm going to do, but Danielle is the president. Danielle is a Black woman, and I'm so impressed by her. Let me tell you. I just want to get my truth word. Danielle is a Black woman, and she's the president of the Malibu Bel Air Republican Women Federation. I mean, are you the first Black woman president of that organization?
Well, for our chapter.
for the Bel Air Malibu chapter, right?
Yes. Yes.
She's so impressive. I'm gonna have her come into the studio. You guys are gonna be. I was so excited. To meet her. Okay, because but she's, I want more Black people to be non-Democrat. I won't say to stop voting Democrat. I want to say that. I want to wake you up to reality. Right.
Exactly. And that's why I think this event on the 20th, everybody should go out. It doesn't matter, what race you are. I think the more, white people, Asian people, Black, Latino people, everybody in between should definitely be at this event, because it is for everybody. And, I think it's great what Candace is doing, because she's really bringing a message that everyone needs to hear, and people are really starting to wake up and see what's really happening.
Oh, I'm so glad. So I had I had three. I had Linda. Linda was one of my regular callers. She calls in from Burbank. And then I had Hakeem from Philadelphia. And now I have Danielle. And I'm so excited because Danielle and Hakeem are new callers. Linda, I know her. She knows me. We know each other. But Danielle, this is your first time. So, I'm really excited that you called in, and I didn't expect it to be you. So you're still going to come in and be a guest, right?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And hopefully we can see you at our next meeting on the 16th.
Oh, okay. That will be fantastic. You mean are you coming down? I know are you in LA now?
I will be down. I'm flying in on the 15th.
Oh, on the 15th. Okay.
The evening of the 15th, and I'll be there. I'll be in LA through the 21st.
Oh, so maybe you'll be on be in the studio on the 16th, right? No, on the 5th. Oh, so maybe the week after you can come in the studio. What do you think?
Sure. Whatever works best for you.
Okay. So talk to my listeners about why you're a Republican.
Oh my goodness. It starts back when I was in high school, actually. Barbara Coe, I don't know if you remember Barbara Coe, but we had Proposition 187. And that, again, it was regarding illegals and benefits. So I was on board then, and, making sure that we weren't offering, the benefits. Are you there?
Yeah, you said you were making sure what?
And I thought it was important that all of the benefits went to Americans as opposed to illegal immigrants.
Yeah, I think that's like the most important issue is illegal immigration, and Trump is tackling that, and we should all Americans be appreciative.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. But there's so many things, especially the economy this past year. I work in finance, so I've been watching what's going on in the markets, and it's actually been a great thing. Even the tax bill, a lot of Americans they've all seen an increase in their paychecks. So he really doesn't get any credit for it, but it's definitely had a very positive impact. So that's a great thing that's happened, especially over this past year with our economy. Okay,
great, Danielle. Thank you for calling in. That's Danielle, who is the president of the Malibu Bel Air Republican Women's Federation. She's going to be a guest on the show this month. She just called in. I met her personally at an event that the Republican Malibu Bel Air Republican. I met her at the event. She's going to be a guest this month, and then I'm definitely going to be going to the Candace Owens event, the Blexit, BLEXIT event, January 20th. But we'll talk about that. I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.